Sin City was a maybe.
What's up, guys? It's your boy Abreian back with you.
Alright, it's Abreian. Before this video starts, this is a pretty important video to me. It has a lot of value. And with my more valuable content, I like to emphasize this at the beginning. I need your attention. Your full attention. None of this monkey brain fapper shit. Your mind's trailing off thinking about Sonic the Hedgehog, pregnant pornography. Turn this video on full screen. Don't go into the description. And it's gloomy in my room right now. It's all dark because it's raining out. I haven't talked about this on my channel at all. The story I'm about to tell you, this is classified abreian information, but it is very important. It's something that happened recently. I'm not going to get into the logistics. I'm not going to get into the nitty-gritty abreian details here. But over the past couple months, I made mistakes, selfish decisions. I failed. The decisions I had made, they came back and they bit me in the ass. That's what failure tends to do, you know, it bites you in the ass. But I got hit hard. Harder than I've ever been hit. Because, you know, say heartbreak, right? You get your heart broken. This is you. This is heartbreak. It's just one line of boom, heartbreak. I had it all. I was in the middle and boom, boom, boom. I was like the Twin Towers on 9/11, except there's like 34 planes. And I'm also the pilot at the same time. This is probably the lowest I've been in a while. Bit of depression, anxiety. I haven't had anxiety in so long, but I had anxiety. But I had failed in the past. I've taken some L's, I'm not going to lie. As we all have. This is the biggest failure I've ever taken. But it's not my first. So I had some experience with dealing with failure. So what do? This isn't my first rodeo. So what do? I analyze. If you want to fail efficiently, you must analyze your failure. Get out a journal and literally write down what happened. Write down what emotions you're feeling too. Everything. Let it all come out. Puke journal it. And analyze it. What you did wrong. What you could have done better. What you did right. This could go for anything. It could go for the end of a relationship. It could go for a business. It could go for sports. Anything. Any type of failure, you must analyze it. If you want to grow from your failure, analyze your failure. You're not going to grow from it if you don't analyze it. You're just going to dwell in it. You're going to dwell in the pain that is failure. And there will be pain and there will be regret. There isn't some magical way to get rid of the pain of failure. But instead of just feeling that pain, instead of just feeling that regret, that sinking feeling in your stomach, get out a goddamn journal and analyze what you did wrong so you can actually grow from it, so it isn't a useless failure. Say you're trying to do nofap and you just relapsed, right? Like, cummed all over myself again. Hashtag relatable. Basically, after you clean up the spooge off your stomach, you freaking ape, you grab your journal. What went wrong? Maybe every time you lay in your bed and you scroll on your phone, you know, you see some boobies and that's game over for you. So you need to write down what you did wrong. I laid in my bed and scrolled on my phone. And it triggered urges. Hence why I beat it. Beat it, beat it, beat it. And this isn't even that big of a failure. You can do this with small or big failures. You can analyze any failure. Now that you know what you did wrong, you can grow from it. Do better next time. And like I said, this recent big failure of mine is not my first rodeo. I've ridden some bulls in the past, you know what I mean? And go back 2 years ago, right? My first girlfriend ever. She broke up with me. She broke my heart. We dated for like less than a month. But for 15-year-old me, this was a big deal. Everything I had worked towards, it wasn't much, but everything I had worked towards was ripped away from me. And I was heartbroken, depressed. Yeah. And this was probably, at the time, that was probably my biggest failure. Honestly, at the time, this little couple week-long relationship was one of my biggest failures I'd ever experienced at that point. So I had no experience in failing efficiently. So I did the number one biggest mistake. I laid and I did nothing. I went into my bed. I opened up TikTok. And then when I see something that makes me horny, I go to pH and then I beat it. My worm's exhausted by the end of the night. Probably did it like 3 times. But that's what I would do. So I could forget about my failure just for a little bit. I could distract myself. But the things I was using to distract myself, they just made it worse. They amplified my failure. When the realization kicks in, like, I've been sitting here scrolling for hours. I just spooged 3 times. I feel like an even bigger failure. I lose so much self-respect, and that's exactly what happened. I just went down a more depressive route, a more anxiety-ridden route, a route of nothingness, a route of lack of self-respect. The worst thing you can do when you fail is do nothing. Be complacent. That's failing inefficiently right there. That's the polar opposite. So when you fail, you need to do more. It's tempting to distract yourself with these meaningless things because they're so easy. But over the past couple months, with my big failure, you may have noticed something, right? Look at my upload schedule of September and October, obviously. So many more videos. I've been pumping them out. My channel reached 1,000 subscribers. I doubled my audience in the span of a month and a half. And it's through this big failure and from my experiences in the past that I knew to fail efficiently, double your efforts. Focus on your purpose even more. Focus on your self-improvement. Improve yourself. Keep doing the good things you are doing. Times 2, times 3, times 10. And for me, my purpose, my current purpose is creating these stupid little YouTube videos for you goons on the internet. And that's what I did. I created a shit ton of them. And I doubled my self-improvement as well. Started meditating like 3 times a day. And when it comes to the pain of failure, when you're not distracting yourself with your purpose and you're not distracting yourself with improvement, there's going to be periods where you feel the pain. There's going to be periods the regrets will just take over your mind. And let me tell you this is ridiculous, but it's what happened. Ever since what happened, my big failure. Sounds like I'm planning some like terrorist attack, the big failure. I thought about it for 3 weeks straight, right? The moment my head would lift up off my pillow and I'd wake up in the morning, it's the first thing that I would think about. Obviously, this was not good for my mental health. It's the first thing I would think about, and I'd think about it the entire day until I would go to sleep. And get this, I am not exaggerating. I am not bullshitting. When I would go to sleep, I would dream about it. I literally would dream about how things could have gone differently, or I would literally dream about exactly what happened, except it's a dream. There wasn't a moment where I wasn't thinking about it, even in my sleep. It's like a personal form of hell for 3 weeks straight. And 3 weeks doesn't sound like a long time, but when you're thinking about this thing literally 24/7, it drives you nuts. So distract yourself with your purpose and self-improvement. But there's periods where you're not going to be able to do that. And something I like to do, and I've shared on this channel, at least 10 minutes a day, just stare at your wall and let your brain think with no distractions. It's great for your mental health. It's great for critical thinking. But when you're in a bout of failure, right? You just failed. You're going to think about the failure when you stare at that wall. Or when nothing is distracting, you're going to think about the failure. And what you need to do is you need to embrace the pain. This is something I've learned recently. You breathe the pain in, you feel it. You know, that emotional pain you feel in your chest, right? Emotional pain is some of the most intense pain. It's even worse than physical pain. But something you can do that you can't do with physical pain is you can literally breathe it. You can control it with your breath. So you breathe deeply. Abreian certified breathing. You breathe deeply through your nose. Fill up your stomach. Fill up your chest. Fill up your ball sack. Inflate that shit. And when you feel the pain, you embrace it head on. You don't try to ignore it or some shit. You embrace it. And this brings me to a side tangent, right? Masculinity. There's so many definitions of masculinity. Big one being I smoke cigars and I pipe a lot of women. That's not masculinity. What masculinity is, at least what I think it is, you're this rock, right? And you're in a solar system, a galaxy. There's asteroids hitting you. There's a black hole trying to suck you in. And a masculine person, their rock just sits there no matter what's happening to them. They embrace what's happening to them. They don't move. They don't succumb to the asteroids hitting them. They don't shift or they don't move out of the way of the asteroids. They don't get sucked into the black hole. They sit there and they feel what's happening. They feel the physical pain, the emotional pain. They just embrace it. They take it. They don't move. I think that's what masculinity is. That's what a true masculine essence is. And of course, there's more to it. And I'm sure I'll talk about it later on this channel, but that's enough for this side tangent. But that's enough for this side tangent for now. And these feelings of dwelling in regret, you're gonna feel them, without a doubt. There's no avoiding them. That's part of this. And as sappy as it sounds, and your mom probably said this to you, but it's true. It's one of those, like, what's it called? Cliche things, but it's true. Time heals. Those pain and regrets will be healed by time. If you're already failing efficiently, those pain and regrets will already be kind of suppressed. With you also embracing the feelings you feel, and then time passing, they'll go away. When you do feel them, you must push through. Because everything in your body is going to be telling you after you fail to give up, to lay in that bed right there and scroll on TikTok and fap. Everything in your body is going to be telling you to do that. Because it'll get your mind off the distraction for a little bit. But your brain can either be the most amazing thing in the world, the most genius thing, or it can be your biggest enemy. And in failure, for whatever reason, even though failure is when you grow the most, even though failure is the way to success, your brain views it as such a negative thing. So you need to force yourself to 2 times your self-improvement, to focus on your purpose, to analyze your failure despite the feelings of pain. Because the moment you lay in that bed, your masculine rock, you give in to the distraction, you just got sucked into the black hole. It's like lifting, you know? I like comparing things to lifting because so many people are into lifting, even if you're not like that deep into self-improvement. But failure, you know, when you train hard, say it's chest day, You go hard. You destroy your chest muscles. You destroy every little fiber there is. It's shattered. And what do your muscles do when they're completely destroyed? They grow back stronger. And that's exactly how failure works. The harder you fail, the more you're gonna grow. Just like the harder you train and destroy your muscles, the more your muscles are gonna grow. That's exactly how failure works. It's kind of like a trampoline, right? You're on this high cliff, you're doing so well. And then a failure, you start falling and you're like, oh my God, oh no. And if you fail inefficiently, you don't fail efficiently, you miss the trampoline. But there's a trampoline right there at the bottom of that pit. And if you fail efficiently, you jump on that trampoline and you end up even higher than you were before. And you work your way up the mountain even more, and then another big fall, the biggest fall you've ever seen. And everything in your body is just telling you to close your eyes. Oh, don't even pay attention to what's happening. But if you open your eyes and you fail efficiently, you aim for that trampoline and you jump on it, you end up even higher than before. And this cycle repeats itself over and over and over. Failure is the means of growth. Failure is the means of success. You need to master failing efficiently because it is your way to success. If you watch self-improvement videos, if you watch channels like mine, you want to succeed. You do this because you want success. So master failure. Moral of the story: analyze your failure. Don't sit and do nothing, okay? Double your purpose, double your self-improvement. Embrace the pain, but don't let it move you. And suck my fat cock. I think that's all I have to say about failure. It's very important to master it. Failing efficiently. The abreian community is up. It's a Discord server. You can join in the description. One-on-one calling as well. Happy to help whatever you need in your life. And see you in the next one.